Everybody, Joleen Lunzer!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Thank you for your patience, you guys. What an episode. We are going to be talking all about the double eviction episode tonight on Big Brother 24. So this is episode 27. We had a double eviction. I am still like, huh? Oh my gosh. It was a really, really good episode in my humble opinion. But before we get started, make sure you smash that like, smash the subscribe. Let's set the like goal for 1,300. We did not reach our 1,200, but I think we came kind of close, maybe. So mods, let me know where we're at with the likes. I know a lot of people are live right now. So I appreciate you guys picking me to watch, or if you're watching me later, hello, future viewer. If you want to support the channel, liking and subscribing is a wonderful way. You can also send a super chat while I'm live or a super thanks after the video post. You can join the Lean team here, like Amy Glassner is a part of the Lean team on YouTube, or you can become a member of my Patreon, patreon.com/Joleen Lunzer. Chell and I will be picking back up with Married to Survivor soon, which is a Patreon perk for certain tiers. And then I have Venmo, Cash App, all the stuff, all the YouTubies. Hello, Kennedy. Yes. Oh, we had 2 new Lean team members. Well, welcome, friends. Let's see if we can find, we got Liz. Liz, welcome to the Lean team. I see Liz here. And then I don't know if it goes back. I'm looking for my other new Lean team member. I see it. FB Fitness. Hello. Thank you so much. And FB Fitness, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate you so much and everyone's support, you guys. So welcome. All right. Oh my God. We already had so many comments. I am shooketh too. I am very shooketh. I was making a video. So I'm making a video right now of, Terrence, of why Taylor didn't want to play with Terrence, and a funny little compilation I'm making here. So I'm kind of trying to multitask. I thought it would be done, but it's taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. Okay, I don't want to do that. So I'm kind of editing it on the side here. I don't know why I do this. Why can't I just do one video and that's good enough? But I always have to be adding more to my plate. So I appreciate you guys' patience, but I'm shooketh. I didn't expect, obviously I expected Terrence to go, but I did not expect Michael to go on the double. The one time he could not save himself. And then we have Brittany on the block with him crying and just like, what are you doing, Michael? He's playing the game. He is playing the game. I don't know how you don't understand that he is playing the game. That's how you play the game, Brittany. It was crazy. So I know. Alyssa's going to float. She's not floating. She's coasting. Floaters, actually, that's a strategy. That's a game. You can float. You actually have to actively do things. She's just coasting. She's Victoria-ing from BB16. There was a moment where I was thinking, okay, Michael had me convinced for a second. I was like, keep him. You guys should keep him. Girls, you should keep him. Then you could take out Monty and Turner. Keep him. And then I was recording my live reaction. And then I'm like, Joleen, what are you doing? No one's going to win next to Michael. This is the time. Any time to take out Michael is a time. It's the good time to do it because he's Michael and he has won a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, when your game is based on winning competitions, you have to then win all of the competitions. So that's where it can become a little bit of a sticky situation because it's damn near impossible to even do what he did, let alone win even more competitions to go all the way to the end. In Michael's defense, I will say that early on his game was, he was set to go out first, he or Taylor. And he learned that he had to win things. Now, were there things he didn't really have to win? Of course. Do I think he, as a super fan, got really into winning and thought it was pretty cool? And also to realize he was in a contender for Janelle, a BB legend that he is a big fan of and fellow Minnesotan, to break her record? Of course. So, there's flaws in everyone's game. There's flaws. I mean, there's no one that's, ever really played a perfect game. You can find a flaw in almost everyone's game. And Michael's was, he didn't have to necessarily win everything. But here we are. Indiana Girl Jules, thank you for the super chat. Everyone, please stay seated. I have one thing to say. Iconic, FYI, Michael's belt and rope broke and had issues. Oh, no. Oh, Mike, and he went out with stains on his shirt, messy hair, sweaty, not even a little bit of gloss on the lips, like nothing, not moisturized, anything. It's a horrible way to go out just to greet the public on a superficial level. However, as a super fan, Michael went out like a boss, in my opinion, because he walked out of that house and was like, I have to tell you guys something. And then he didn't have anything to say. And then he just walked right to the door and walked straight out. Some people might think that is a poor sport. However, I think Michael's been a pretty good sport throughout this game, other than, the holding that information too long about Kyle. But other than that, I feel like he's been he hasn't been like a conflicting or a confrontational or a problematic house guest like we've seen in the past Christmas Abbott. So I feel as though this was something that I love when someone leaves and they're not an asshole. So I'll tell you the difference between Terrence, his leaving, and Michael's leaving. We'll talk about that. Bright Art, thank you. Welcome to the Lean team. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Yes, Michael's definitely going to go out as a legend, but I know some of you will say that was poor sportsmanship. But in the end, he was, he did admit to the audience that they made a good move getting him out. And I think when you're in that situation of a double and adrenaline's high and you just want to get out of there, I'm sure it had a lot to do with doing something cool. I'm sure he's thought about that prior, of just wanting to walk out, give his Cody moment from BB19, walk on the table and walk out. And also kind of a little bit of shame, a little bit of anger, just a lot of mix of emotions, not having any time to really prepare for that. Okay. So I like it. I don't care if it broke Britt's heart. I feel as though Britt, he saved you in the game so many times. Okay. And the fact that she gets to stay longer than him in this game and Alyssa, it's not the best. Obviously, Michael wanted her to stay with him, and he was going to carry her literally to the end. But I don't blame him for being a little salty, a little peanut butter and jelly. Now, had he been an asshole the whole season, I might have different thoughts, Thank you, Frosty says, Taylor voting him out shows she is willing to cut anyone to win. I hope she is the winner. It's anyone's game now. Taylor, when she was voting and she was sitting there and she, she struggled with it. Alyssa was like, bye, Michael. But she wasn't really friends with Michael, and Alyssa doesn't even really know what game she's playing. She was like, I don't know where I'm at. I have no idea. I just know that I can't wait to have babies and name them Beau, B-A-U-X, with Kyle. That's what she's worried about, okay? But you could tell that Taylor was struggling with this. But in the end, she's like, you know what? It's friendship, or it's, $750,000 or however much it is after taxes. Now, Taylor, I don't think Taylor owes Michael anything. She wasn't Michael's number one. Did he not put her on the blog? Was he a good ally to her? Sure. But he was going to cut her. If it got down to final three, he would have picked Britt. He wouldn't have went to the end with her. Now, he did tell Julie Chen he would have, if Britt would have been evicted tonight, he would have rode with Taylor going forward, which I think a lot of us knew. I think I figured that, and I figured he wasn't necessarily loyal to this guy's alliance that had formed in the last week. because the Girls Alliance was outed by Britney. So Britney can save her tears and she can go cry me a river in a Justin Timberlake CD because I don't care. I don't care. And I'm sorry, you guys. I just don't care. She was doing the most. She's got some messy gameplay. She's just Jeepers Creepers walking around, and I'm kind of over it with the Britster. My glasses are kind of dirty here. Where is my little thing so it's fine with me. It's fine with me. So I loved her reactions when she was like, Michael, when he was like, listen, okay, Alyssa, Taylor, this is their move. Okay, they're going to make this move to get me out. It's not going to be your move. They're going to ultimately come after you. They're going to drag Britney to the end because Michael was going to drag Britney to the end, and he's like, stick with me. I will take them out. By the way, Britney's been making final twos and spilling and doing all this stuff and very messy. And she's like, Michael. But if you were watching the episode right before that, Britney's in the car bedroom, I believe, with Monty and Turner. So she kind of knows what's going to go down. So she's not innocent in this. She was willing to say bye to her friend. He can hug her later. So that was $750. Is it $750? I always forget. $1,000 he just had to say goodbye to. And Britney's been very annoying this week. Very annoying. Very annoying. Okay. Lewis, thank you for the super chat. Jolene, been a while since I could join a live. Congrats on 26K. Been with you since before 5K. Only caught the very end of the episode tonight to see Michael sitting next to Britney. Was also shooketh. Please catch me up. We will. No, I saw that. I'm still not voting Michael for America's favorite player. Taylor is who I'm voting for. Chell did make pasta. I did eat it. I see my husband here in the chat. It was delicious. Michael went out the way I would like to see a lot of house guests go out. I would like to see them going out swinging game-wise. If you're not going to maybe, be messy. Now the difference is, and then Terrence leaves. So Terrence is evicted in the double first. All right. And we'll kind of have fun playing around with the episode, making fun of it, roasting it, whatever, having a good time. Terrence gets voted out, right? Not before some other stuff we'll talk about in a minute, but he then walks out. But Terrence's walkout was pathetic, and here's why. He attributed it to another man in the house who wasn't well liked and who's been gone a long time. He's like, I got to do this for Daniel. I got to Daniel it. And I was like, oh my God, Terrence, you're like 50. You need to do something for Terrence. You need to find a Terrence way to get out. Maybe like spin a couple CDs on the way out. The DJ showless, heading out the door, cashless, something. He called it a Daniel. I mean, no, we don't have anything. Daniel Tiger, ride along, ride on fucking home. You are no fun. Nobody likes you. We don't want anything attributed to Daniel. No, thank you. You can't make Daniel happen. The fact that Terrence was like, I was most loyal to Nicole and Daniel. Nicole voted against you. Nicole was okay with you going home. Nicole was not an ally to you. You were filler for her, sir. He doesn't understand. Like in the bouquet of flowers, Daniel was the roses to her. He was that little baby's breath. You just like, I guess that looks all right. Looks okay. He was filler. And yet he's like, I love them. They left 2 years ago, sir. What game are you playing? I'm just like, Terrence, no. And then he walks out and he's like, it was so awkward as an interview with Julie because he didn't get the reception that I think he thought he was going to get, Yes, and Daniel was like his ally for 1 week, and he left 2 years ago. Daniel has moved on. He's been canceled. He's out there trolling now. We're so over him. That's so yesterday. Haven't you heard that we don't give a fuck about Daniel anyway? He didn't hear that. So he's out there like, yeah, remember them? We're like Cop Chef and Daniel Tiger. No one. Cop Chef hasn't even been heard from. I don't even know if she still cooks. I don't know what's going on with her. But Daniel Tiger's trolling. That's all I know about him. So the fact that Terrence went out there and he's like, and then he gets this message or he gets his goodbye message like, bring it, Julie. And it's like, no one really cares that, like, it's not this thing you think it's going to be. He thinks he was a bigger threat in this game than he really was, or that people cared more than they really do. And it's pretty pathetic. Like at this point, Terrence's game is just pretty pathetic. And so he's out there And he's acting like, yeah, bring it, bring these goodbye messages. Everyone's like, hey, Terrence, good luck in retirement and, in your elder years, good luck. Hope you get your Social Security soon. And yeah, we'll see you at the, what is it, where people play, see you at the shuffleboard court. We'll see you there, bud. And then Taylor comes on screen and she's like, hey, I wanted to work with you. It just never worked out for us. And I'm making a video right now that I'm trying to edit at the same time. That is because he slut shamed her and said awful things about her. That's why it never worked out. It's because he didn't want it to work out. He didn't like Taylor. He had no good reason not to like her other than he just didn't like her. Somehow she reminded him of all the success in the world he'll never have, all the ladies that passed him by, something about her or something about him and his own whatever made him just have this weird hatred for this woman who tried with him. Like she thought they were on the same page so many times and he was like, nah, I did something else. Sorry, G. You want a hug? Nah, I'm going to go hug Alyssa. And now Alyssa is going to coast her way to the end. And I bet you Terrence would vote for her. I bet you Terrence would. So after Taylor's goodbye message and she tells, Tara Bear like, hey, sorry, it couldn't work out, but my goal has always been to be the first Black woman to win Big Brother. So hopefully, I'll be at the end. Hopefully you'll vote for me. And right after that, he goes, nah, I don't want to vote for her. I hope. Julie's like, who do you want to see follow you in the double? Taylor. Oh my God. Read the room, bro. Read the room. Did you see the lackluster claps were like, you're a DJ. You should know if people are hype or not. They weren't hype. Okay. They weren't. They were low. They weren't going ham. They were going baloney. Like they were dead. There was dead fish in the audience and he couldn't even read it. How good of a DJ are you, bro? You can't even read the crowd. He's like, no one laughed. Even Julie Chen's like, ooh, what in the God 101? I'm gonna have to pray for you after this, bro. So that was just sad. His whole game is so sad. But let's take it back. It was the golf clap. They were like, oh, that poor old man is coming out. Wow, here he comes. And Terrence is like, yeah, I was a threat. No. And he's like, no family reunion? No, total fool. It's a disgrace. It's just, he literally shamed Taylor, but not Alyssa. Yeah, he literally is like, she's a slut while going, hey, did you just get raw dogged over there? And granted, no one's a slut. Even if you get raw dogged, you're not a slut. Okay, there's no such thing as a slut. You can't be slutty. Okay, you just get sex. If it's consensual, it's cool. Okay, it can't be slutty. Unless you're a man. Men are sluts. Just kidding. But you know what I'm saying. But still, he literally is aligning with the showmance, Kyle and Alyssa, who are raw dogging in another room, but Taylor's the slut. Okay, cool story, bro. Cool story. You can tell that to the jury. Again, Terrence said he was going to go and taint the jury. He's going to tell the jury, bro, again, you had no social capital in this game ever. No one really listened to you. No one cared what you had to say. So how are you going to sway the jury? You're not going to do it. All right. So we had different segments this episode, like Turnerisms. We had, this is bussin', this is micro bussin', this is rug bussin', this is, doo-doo-doo-doo bussin', this is poop-poop-poop-poop bussin', this is, butthole bussin'. Okay, cool. I used to make up words too when I was young. That's what you do before your brain is fully developed. No, I actually still do that because my brain is not fully developed. But I think your brain develops at 23 or 25. So I think Turner's right on the cusp, but not quite there yet. Okay. So we got Turnerisms. Awesome. He's like, it's fire. It's facts and fire, bro. Like, shout out to Megan Belmonte. Love you, girl. Yeah, it's bussin'. This pasta's bussin'. You know, it wasn't bussin'? Jasmine. She was discussing. Like disgusting, but disgusting. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. Slaps. Awesome. Yeah. Chopsticks. I don't know. Okay. Raindrop, drop top. I don't know what he's talking about, but awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you. We needed that. Then we have Terrence, and Terrence is like, hey, guess what? I know that I've been a little problematic. The slut shaming, the Taylor's not a sister, all the stuff. She's a disgrace, she's stupid, all the things I've said. Said so many I can't remember. And Monty sucks. I said that too. And I love Daniel Tiger. Ride on home, hope you fall. No, we're not going to wish anyone hurts. Just a little bit, just a knee scrape. And then he's like, but you know what we should do? We should all work together, family reunion style. I really want a person of color to win this game. Really, you do, because you had Joseph in the backyard and you got rid of him. And you had a whole bunch of whites you could have put up. But you let the whites live and you got rid of Joseph. He's a person of color. So I don't know. Okay. Since when? Since you're on the block? So it's very convenient. So the same way he says Brittany and Michael use that conveniently, he kind of used that conveniently, right? Because there were moments where definitely Taylor was like down. Taylor would have been down. I feel like Monty, it's hard because Monty's game has been so, his thoughts within the game. It's like 1 minute he hates Taylor, then he loves her, then he doesn't like her again, then he's apologizing, then he's kind of talking shit again, then he's like, I don't want this, but then he's like having these really, important conversations about race in America. And then, so I don't know if Monty would have been fully on board had that been, offered early on. It felt as though Monty, Jasmine, there was a little bit of a stigma that it carried, that they didn't want to be seen as the cookout. They didn't want anyone to suspect that. And so they were going the opposite way. So, okay. So anyways, so then Terrence, he's just like, what do you think? What do you think? And Monty's like, I'll try to get Taylor, and Taylor's just like, no, you have shown me so many times you're not here for me. You literally, the guy that was doing the racist stuff. Yeah. You were campaigning for him to stay when I was on the block next to him. So forgive me if I don't give a shit if you go home now, sir, because I don't. And Taylor would have. Look at how Taylor was like, I didn't want to put Jasmine up for the HOH. There's a good chance then, she would have been a little more receptive to Terrence if she could ever judge him, if she could ever trust him, but he judged her all the time. He was such a Judge Judy, that terror bear. My God. So then we get a jury segment, and holy moly macaroni. That was Kraft's like mac and cheese. That was shells and cheese. It was so good. Okay, so you have Indy there. I'm forgetting her name already because she's been gone literally for a year. And she's there and she's like, this is so fun. And then all of a sudden here comes Jasmine, and Jasmine's like, I'm ready to make it loud. And then here comes, Joseph, and he's like, my shirt's unbuttoned. And they're like, and they're kind of talking about what happened within the house. And Jasmine's like, I knew you were going to come out, Joseph. And Joseph's like, I knew you were going to come. And Indy's like, let's have a summer house finally. And so they're hanging out and they're like, and Indy's like, I'm glad that I missed that backyard thing. I wouldn't have liked that. I barely liked it in the house. Am I on BB Brazil yet? No. Okay. Keep it moving. Then Joseph is talking about, what it was like a little bit in the backyard for Dyer Fest and what Kyle did and how Kyle immediately threw all of his allies and the leftovers under the bus. Because now Jasmine knows about the leftovers. Indy knows about the leftovers because some people did very good jury management in, talking about that in their goodbye messages. So then they're like, I hope Kyle comes through the door. And here comes Kyle with his shorts and he looks worried. And so now he has to face 3 of the people that he claimed were aligned just because they were the minorities in the house. So now he's got to explain this. And they're like, Kyle, what are you doing? And Joseph's like, oh, that's good because that means my people, my leftovers that were in the house, Team Brochella, took his ass out, which payback. However, then they run the tape and the tape shows Turner was HOH and they're like, huh? And it just doesn't make sense. And then Kyle's like, well, this might have had to do with outside of game. Oh my God, we have a Jolene's #1 fan. I just complained about it yesterday. And look what happens when you complain. People, you get one. Thank you so much. Joseph is saving himself for Taylor. Yes, he rehymenized. His hymen's intact again. And he is saving himself. He's a born-again virgin. So, yeah. I don't know what people are saying, him and Indy boning. I don't think they're boning. I can't see the boning. She's in love. She's in love with that guy that goes to that school. You don't know. It's far away. You don't know. Okay. So, yeah, Joseph looked absolutely disgusted with Kyle. So then Kyle has to explain, okay, well, here's what happened. I might have. Okay, no, I did. I assumed that you were working with Taylor, Monty, Terrence, and then Jasmine's like, so you thought all the people of color working in the house, working together? We weren't working together. That is butterbeans crap. That is bullshit. And he's like, I know, and then Indy was like, you need to give me a minute. Indy was big mad. She was just like, I don't blame her. I don't blame any of them. I did like to be able to see their reaction, but I also felt really bad that they had to sit there and listen to Kyle try to explain this. And it was, yeah. And then Joseph's reaction was actually pretty heartbreaking because he was like, this Arab kid in the backyard who you turned on, I had your back the whole time. And you still, the same way Monty felt, the same way Taylor felt, we were riding for you, bro. We were riding for you so hard. And you still thought that you couldn't trust us just based on the fact that we might be in a group with people we weren't in a group with and be with other minorities in this house, and we might have power. So you were, again, more afraid of minorities gaining power than you trusted the friendships and alliances that had proven time and time again to be loyal to you. And Kyle's like, yeah, I'm going to just take full responsibility. He's definitely been coached. He's getting that racism coach that Stassi Schroeder from Vanderpump Rules. I think she had one of those, people on these reality shows, they get racism coaches. I didn't know that was a job, but apparently it is. So, seeing Joseph's reaction was, it was heartbreaking because you could tell he's like, no, we were playing a game. We were together. We were the leftovers. We had a great alliance. And Kyle's like, yeah, but I couldn't risk that. People of color in the house were joining forces, even though they weren't, and could have power. That was real scary. So I had to gather the whites. I was like, whites, get together, whites assemble. And yeah, I brought hoods, but no one would put them on. It was really weird. So soursies, and everyone's just like, what? So it was, as much as, we joke, it was awkward. It was hard to watch. So yeah, apparently Stassi got one. Excuse me, guys. But I liked this part when Joseph was like, he said, I thought we were going to war. I think this is the one.
Hope it's Kyle.
He's like, I hope it's Kyle.
Because if it's Kyle, that means that whatever lie or game he tried to play going back in the house didn't work, and my people sent him packing. I hope they did.
Here comes Kyle. I'm not a racist, Kyle. I'm just confused. I've never been to a bar before.
Oh, what happened to going to war? I know. What happened to going to war?
What happened to going to war?
Did not work out. Getting a hope it's Kyle.
So that was kind of funny. What happened going to war? And then I'm like, ooh, he does look like Robert De Niro here. Yeah, that Kyle was like the white people Avenger.
From the Big Brother
he's like, gosh, there was one season where we couldn't pull out a win. And so now we must forever question everybody. Question all the non-whites. Okay. So it was, let's see, I thought I had more little screeny shots here of this, but I think I was just so enthralled on what was going on. Okay, I don't think I had more. Oh no, here's Kyle. Kyle starts explaining. Okay, let's send some of these over to myself so we can take a look at some of these screenshots. Jasmine just looked like she was going to eat up Joseph. She was like, I'm hungry for some Joey. He does it like, you talking to me? You talking to me? Okay. Yeah, Kyle is the white Power Ranger. The white Power Ranger. God won, the John J. say, God won. You talking to me? You talking to me? The sad thing is, who always has to be understanding and forgive? Exactly. So again, he's re-traumatizing Joseph, Jasmine, Indy on things they've experienced throughout their life, and they have to go, it's okay, Kyle. It's okay. But I did like when Indy walked away. I was like, yeah, tell him, Indy. Tell him how you feel. And then she came back, and then she hugged him. And I was like, all right, I guess we're just like forgiven right out the gate, like right away. It's just forgiveness is more than saying sorry. But he did say, I am going to start my anti-racism education ASAP, PIMP. Okay. And then Indy's like, what the hell's wrong with you? It's 2022, Google. And that's what I said. Indy, that's what I said. You weren't my favorite player, but in this moment, you're right. That's what I said too. You Google, bro. You're 30 just because you've never been to a bar, which is not true. The internet, as they do, the sleuths they are, they found pictures of him at a bar. He's been to a bar, which means obviously he knows people of color, which obviously means he shouldn't be racist, right? That was his whole argument. I've never even been to a bar. Look at poor Joseph. He's like, oh God, it's been a long week, couple weeks. What have I been here for? 6 months? What? It's only been a couple weeks. All right. Well, it's been very difficult. Okay. So Kyle, let's get into his little video here. He's like,
just a little background. It really was kind of the four from Direfest and the four from Brochella.
So he's explaining the four from Direfest, the four from Brochella. When they went back in the house, it was kind of split down the middle.
A little bit of that division. Joseph, full transparency, while we were at Direfest, we established an alliance called the After Party is what we called it. I knew it. I'm so disappointed in Turner.
Joseph's, I knew it. I'm so disappointed in Turner. As you should be, Joseph. As you should be.
I'm so disappointed in Turner.
Then they see the comp that they did where they slip and slide and fill up the cups and like, oh, that looks so fun. Even Indy was like, that looks fun. And I was like, do you like competitions? That's weird.
Michael, you have won the golden power of veto.
Michael wins. They show them that.
Wow. That's Michael won another veto. So now he is literally the veto king. And so he's going to have a bigger target on his back. In this moment.
Then the sad music starts. Ding, 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 ding. Racism music is starting here. In this moment, that is when I realized the whites might be in trouble. The whites.
Game kind of changed for me.
The game changed. The game changed for him. He was outed.
About a month ago during Michael's HOH, there was a situation where I made some unfavorable comments to Michael, and they involved race, which...
And Jasmine's like, I didn't see that coming. Jasmine looked shocked. Let me see if I can open up this little video here. Jasmine looked very, very shocked at this. She looked pissed. She looked shocked. Rightfully so. She was like, what, Kyle? Well, what in the... Did you take my muffins? Does that mean you took the muffins? He took the muffin. I know who the racist muffin man is now. It is Kyle. Definitely Kyle. All right, let's open this up. I don't think we'll be able to hear it, but we'll still play it from here. Commentary. Okay, so she looks, let's get to the point where, he wins. Then he says, look at Jasmine. They involved race. And she's like, excuse me?
Never have entered the house. I had the initial thought that there was a lines that included...
a mic drop before. That's a mic drop by Joseph. He definitely was doing everything he could to protect Kyle and Turner, his white allies. He was definitely doing that while Kyle, before even getting nominated, threw Joseph under the bus, took Terrence's keys, drove his bus over it, slapped some CDs down on top of Joseph, then drove over those CDs on top of Joseph. And it was a hot mess. I mean, heartbreaking for Joseph.
That's not okay. That's not okay. We've get this far. We have freaking internet.
That's my favorite. That's not okay. That's not okay. We came freaking this far. We have freaking internet. We do. We have internet. Google is like amazing. However, if you write stuff in Google, sometimes the opposite thing can show up, your algorithm and stuff. Because if you're already searching, I'm a scared white man in America, people of color scare me. If that's in his search history, then stuff's going to be popping up like, hey, have you heard of the alt-right? Have you heard of us? Hi, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Do you have a blue polo shirt? Can you cover your face and show up in a moving truck, hide in the back, and then come out and wreck some people's lives? Then you might be for us. So you do have to be careful. Google just doesn't always pull up the best search stuff. It's marketed toward your likes. And if Kyle's like, ooh, I like it. Because remember, preseason, you guys, he was liking MAGA comments. And not just like, I like Donald Trump. He was liking the Donald Trump really won the election was stolen comments. He was liking those on Instagram. Posts by Donald Trump and the MAGers saying that the election was stolen. Kyle Kapner was like. So imagine what his algorithm looks like on Instagram. A hot ass mess. Team Zero Gaming, thank you for the super chat. Said, I hated to see Michael go tonight, but no lie, the Monty move felt like old school dope Big Brother. This was the best episode in a while. Definitely of the season. The best episode. Obviously, we'll get to that part, but I agree with you. Such a good episode. Again, proving that you don't have to win a bunch of comps. You just got to be ready to win when it matters and ready to take the shots when you can. Okay? So, so I mean, but with back to the Kyle thing. Thank you again for the super chat. We were worried. He was carrying an automatic weapon and saying that the election was stolen. I mean, there were signs, guys. We all saw the signs. It was scary. But casting was like, you know what? He might be different. And for a second, we all thought maybe he'll be a little open-minded. Maybe we're being closed-minded. Then nope. He just proves again to us that he's exactly what we thought he was. So again, where was he January 6th? And so much more. Okay. So this is where Indy's just like, no. Educate yourself.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I need a break.
She needed a minute. She said, I need a break. Educate yourself. What other house guests had asked, is that why you're here? Joseph asked, who said this? Did they weaponize this kind of, and why now? So these are all totally acceptable questions. And we all were wondering, why did Brittany and Michael wait until now? Until it can be seen as a game move. Okay. And then Jasmine spitting facts. And when Jasmine has to spit facts, that's a hard thing to have. Some coaches got him, this therapist they have for the house guests has got him reading the script.
Don't necessarily deserve it. So I think it's important that I own and carry my own burdens.
Like on the fast track, when you can like fast track things, you need to just start studying.
I really appreciate you saying something.
I won't believe anything out of Kyle's mouth until after the season and we see if he doesn't just go back to his little family in Utah, because we did hear that Grandma Betty Page, Grandma Betty Pam, Pixie, whatever her name is, he said she was racist too. So Grandma might be like, you're fine, and then he might fall back into it. So we will see what he does with this. Again, I've said it before. He has a huge platform, over 500,000 people that he could reach out to. Other biased, bigoted people such as himself who want to change, or maybe they don't even know they want to change or why they should change. He can be the voice. He can use your platform for good. Because really, you're just doing shirtless, shitty TikToks with your mom right now. So the privilege of you getting over 500,000 followers, again, I know I've said this before, but it's true. You're very lucky to have that many followers when most people have to have talent. And you didn't even have to have talent. You just had to have, white skin and nipples and a couple abs. So you're very lucky, sir. So use that and do something good with it. But I know that, we'll see. We haven't had a good track record in the past of house guests who were problematic, who now, reverse racism isn't real. That's not a real thing. It's what white people want to claim, but it's not real. I'm sorry. It's not real. So it's not real. That goes against the basic definition of racism. It's not real. It cannot be reversed. The people in power cannot experience racism. I'm sorry. Again, we got to Google it, guys. We got to Google. Got to do a good thing. His followers were all backing him and saying the KKK style. Yeah, I saw that. Kind King Kyle. I mean, also lame. Very lame. Very lame. Okay. Lame. We'll see. Learn a lesson. I don't know. Hide the pool floaty. but something tells me he'll fall back. Yeah, facts are key. You know, there are facts. The words have definitions, and reverse racism isn't real. It's something that white people created to feel better, to feel as though they could be oppressed in a society that still exists and is controlled under white supremacy. That's just how it is. And I don't know. I didn't make these freaking rules, but every live we have to go over this, but it's just not a thing. So just let's stop with the reverse racism. It's not getting us anywhere. It's not getting us anywhere. It's again, we can't have everything. The whites, we can't have it all. Okay. Because I want it all and nothing at all. You can't. Okay. You just can't. You can't. All right. Then we go into, we have this great jury segment. You know, it's emotional. It's all the things, you know, and then we go into the gentleman's agreement. So the three guys, I'm so sick of hearing about a damn gentleman's agreement. The gentleman's agreement. What is gentlemanly about this agreement? Because I never hear people keeping a gentleman's agreement. Okay. What about a gentle lady agreement? I want a gentle lady agreement. Then we talk about rooms, and Michael sounds like he was raised in a prison. Apparently Michael's house was like a prison. It was like a Minnesota Catholic prison. I had friends. I was raised Catholic. He was raised like farther north. I was raised in the city. So I'm sure they were a lot stricter up there because my parents let me put shit all over the walls. Not quite the Alyssa level. And now we see why Alyssa, in a lot of ways, is the way she is. Her parents let her put sand in her room. My dad would have shit his pants if I would have had sand all over the floor. And no way would he have let me do that. Sure, I could put collages all over my walls and tape and stuff because you can paint. And my mom, aka Nana, if you guys know her from my other streams, she loves painting. So even if I would, you know, hang something up, she'd be like, I'll paint it. Let's paint your room, you know. But Alyssa's parents, so Michael had to live in a prison cell, okay? And it was just a crucifix above his bed, one sheet like a priest, okay? If you ever watched Evil, great show on Paramount Plus, if you haven't checked it out, it's like the priest's bedrooms, very simple, a single bed. His legs hung off half of it, okay? It just, nope, save room for Jesus, no, okay? And then Alyssa got to do whatever she wanted. She had a pool in her room. She had sand on her floor like it's BB can. Her parents must have been the decorators for Big Brother Canada or something. And then she's like, yeah, it didn't last long. I just always wanted like a beach theme bedroom. And so they gave it to me. And then Brittany's like, didn't the sand get everywhere? And she was like, it did. It really did. It got everywhere. It did. It didn't last forever, but my parents let me do it. And I was like, that explains so much about Alyssa. Come here, producer Tilly. She's already wanting some love. Come here. Okay, let's sit on our lap. We're still live. You can put your butt in my face, I guess, if you have to. So Michael couldn't hang anything on the wall. He couldn't even have colored paint. We got, I mean, some of these areas, I mean, if you have no color in your life, I just don't get it. I got a neighbor. He's kind of racist. We call him Community Pool Carl. I do a bit about him, but he's white. His wife's white. Their house is white. The two dogs are white. There's too much white. That's a lot of white. You need a little color in your life, okay? This is a lot of white. And I feel like Michael's life might have been a lot of white too. Just too much white, okay? You got to diversify. You know, then we talk about, they're like, then we have this camera and we do filming live in the BB house. So then they're like, all right, who's lying? Who's lying about their profession? And a lot of people think Monty is. They thought Monty was a doctor. And then Brittany saw him put on a Band-Aid and she was like, oh, he's definitely not a doctor. He does not know what he is doing. Okay. And then they all go to, Michael, and they're like, you're definitely not just working at escape rooms. Okay. I've never been to an escape room because I don't want to escape from anywhere. Like that doesn't do anything for me. I don't want to figure out a code. I don't want to be on The Amazing Race if I'm not making any. Why would I pay to get locked in a room to have to get out? I'm sure it's fun to people who like puzzles. I don't, because I'm bad at them. But I'm not going to pay you to lock me in a room. That's called kidnapping. That happens every day to women all over the place. So no. And if you're like, hey, solve this math problem, put together this puzzle, figure out where the door is, I'm stuck forever in there. And then I'm going to be that asshole. Does the time run out? And I'm going to sit there. I'm going to be looking at and they're like, just let her out. She's been in there forever. Okay. 3-year-olds have figured out the codes and gotten out before she has. It's going to be embarrassing. I'm not doing it. Same reason I don't go to haunted houses, but I will go to a haunted hayride because it has wheels. Okay. Much like Terrence, the wheels on the bus go round and round. The wheels in my fear factor go round and round as well. So I'm able to do scary stuff as long as there is a getaway. That's basically what I'm telling you guys here. And that was more than you ever needed to know. But I don't understand escape rooms. And everyone in the house is like, there's no way that you are just an escape room guy. And he's like, well, I also design the games. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. But then he's like, as an attorney, I have to stay really calm. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but in that scene, Michael didn't look calm. His face started turning red. He was getting extra thirsty like you do when you have to lie and you don't want to lie. So something tells me Michael's still developing in his attorneydom or his district attorney or whatever he is. Is he a DA? He's something. Okay. Yeah. Haunted hayrides are awesome because if somebody runs up to me, let's say Michael Myers, I can kick him. And if you touch me, I went in a haunted house once at the Minnesota State Fair and Freddy Krueger scratched my mom's arm. And I don't care. That's taking the actor's taking it too far. It's too method, bro. Too method. Okay. You stay away. So you can kick those people if you are in fear for your life. But I love a hayride because I can throw hay at them. I can kick them, throw a pumpkin spice latte out. You know, there are ways you can defend yourself. But when you're just walking through the house or in an escape room, who knows who's going to come in there? You know, and also, do they put you in escape rooms with people you don't even know? Oh my God, that sounds like a nightmare. I don't like it. So Michael looked sus. He looked sus. He wasn't hiding it very well at all. All right. But this coming from a kid who couldn't even paint his walls of his bedroom any colors. No colors for Mikey. All right. There's holes in the wall. Yes, that's what happens. How do you hang art? What is going on? I have no idea what's going on. Okay. So then we have another boy talk. Who are you going to put up? And they're like, girls. Who are you going to put up? More girls. So again, it's just my favorite little clip from Maddie and Janet. Shout out to Mad Rose D. You guys know them. You love them. They're OGs for your spoilers. And, you know, the girls might be getting together and all of a sudden.
Cool. A misogynist. We never have those on Big Brother.
We never have those on Big Brother. So it's like, oh, the women might be getting together. Let's take them out. Let's take them all out. Are they our friends? Who cares? If women align and get power, we all die. Our penises will rot and fall off. That is what men think, I think, a lot of times. Not even, you know, consciously. I think subconsciously, they're like, oh my God, these women are getting along. They're not fighting over us. They're not being catty to one another. They're not just doing each other's makeup. They're strategizing. That's it. My dick's going to fall off. And it won't. It won't. I mean, I'm just going to try it out sometimes, fellas. Try it out. Okay. Then we go to the vote. Finally, let's get rid of Terrence. This fedora is annoying me. All right. So Terrence is evicted. Terrence was like, I have the freaking bomb ass eviction speech. Oh my God, I am going to wiggity whack it. Like I am it's going to be fire. It's going to be hot like fire, hot like Turner. It's just going to be, Turner's not hot, but you know, he's fire. It's going to be discussing and bussing because I'm discussing the bussing. All right. Wait, I am going to drop lyrics. I'm going to drop bars on these fools. And he gets up there and he's like, hey, Tracy, thank you for being my third wife. Wait, I didn't. Okay. Can I get a sip? Okay. Just so you guys know, what did Daniel say? You can't play this. You can't. Well, he said you can't split the money. You can't share the money. I'll say, what will I say? I got to Daniel it. You can't play as a load. No, that's not. Kyle likes loads. He's not here. I miss him. God, I miss racism. You can't share the game. So be strong. Stand Strong, stand proud, voices that care are crying out loud. That's a song I played at karaoke one time. So, make a decision or not. Be, my game starts at jury or home. And thank you. And I was like, huh? What? He was practicing up in Kyle and Alyssa's sex room, in their sex dungeon. He was practicing amongst the floaties they fuck. He was practicing, and that's what he came up with? This is what he came up with? That was crazy. He said, I'm going to tear Taylor down. I'm going to tell her she's a sellout. Maybe production did warn him. I was like, well, where's the Taylor part? Where's the part where you're going to school us all? And he was like, yeah, you guys can't all play as a load of creeps, clowns. Daniel, and you got to make big choices and don't be scared. You're welcome. And he sat down and I was like, is that it? Because, dude, you've been talking big for months now. And that's, wow. I thought we were a host. We're going to need to work on the public speaking part. So then Alyssa stands up and she's like, hi, thank you so much, my girls, my friends. I'm 24, so I still shout out my friends. I'm just so happy to be here. And I'm not pregnant. I met the love of my life, KKK Kyle, and it's been amazing. I just started playing this game last week, Julie, and it is a lot. But keep me around. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. I hope you're proud of me. Are you proud? Because do they show the sex on the feeds? Oh, okay. There's not there's a camera, but they turn off the feeds for the sex, right? Because we laid down 2 towels. I was on my period for most of the sex. So I hope everyone's proud of me. Are the cameras live? Okay. People have started to talk game with me, and it has been very fun. I very much enjoy my time in the Big Brother house, even though my wiener friend is gone. Sometimes people have discussions with me while I'm creating beach waves in my hair. And they say, do this. And I say, okay. So thank you. And then she sits down, and I'm just like, these 2 need to go. The double eviction should just be these 2. Just go. Keep going. You do not pass go. You do not collect your per diem. You don't collect your jury money. Just go. Just go. Okay. So then by a vote of everybody to nobody, Terrence, you got to go. And his fedora. And he was like, I got to Daniel it. And then he walks out and you're like, this isn't fun. Did the DJ delusion, the DJ, and then he walks out like, hey guys, what's up? Who's ready for me to host their party? It's like, bro, we just heard your speech. It's not good. So he sits down with Julie Chen, right? And Julie Chen's like, what's up, Terrence? And everyone's like, oh, that's sweet. That elderly man is here. Okay, yeah. And he's like, hi guys, hi, And Julie starts asking questions, and he looks nervous. And I'm thinking, has he really been in front of crowds before? Maybe it's just because I'm like a performer and I do live shows all the time, but he was talking a big game in the house. A big game in the house. Just like, I'm not just a karaoke DJ. I am a host. I like to think of myself as a host. And then he talked about missing Daniel Tiger and Nicole, and those were his homies. Those were his allies. Fuck Taylor, doesn't want to see her win. It was awkward. It was very, I wonder if I have part of his interview so we can break that down, but it was awkward. Okay. So he's like,
you have to.
Welcome back. The neighborhood ad. Hey, Care Bear's there with Julie Chen. Also, what was up with Julie Chen? Why did she have to read the note cards to say, welcome to Big Brother. I'm your host, Julie Chen Moonvezi, and this is a double eviction. It's a double eviction. Did you guys see that? She had her note cards, And I was like, okay, Julie, cool. And she was like, hello and welcome to Big Brother. I am Julie Chen Moonves. And tonight we will be, tonight is the double eviction with Julie Chen Moonves. But first, Julie Chen Moonves would like to say, help control the pet population, pray for the strays. But first, we're going to go in and see what happens in the house. But second, Julie Chen Moonves. And you're like, what's wrong with Julie? Remember, what's wrong with Angela? What's wrong with Julie? What is wrong with Julie? Julie is short-circuiting. Something's going on. Les put something in her drink. Something's happening. I don't like it. Less is more. Okay? Oh, but yeah, she was like, hello and welcome to Big Brother. I'm your host, Julie Chen Moonves. And tonight we have our double eviction. I did it, guys. And you're like, you didn't, Julie. I have been to tapings and Julie has never in the past screwed up like that. Through the years, she's been, ever since the Moonveses came on the last name, ever since the hyphenation came, she wasn't ready for that hyphenation. It came upon her. It was like, you better hyphenate now or I'm taking the stocks. All right. You can't get stocks and bonds back. Apparently. I don't know. I don't really understand stocks and bonds, but it's not a normal 401k situation. This is homes. Okay. Julie, we need to vote. I vote Julie at this point. I should be the new host. Start a petition, everybody. Make me the host. That would be awesome. Yeah. Chenbot has malware. She's been corrupted. Something happened. She allowed all the cookies and it's not good. Okay. So she's talking to Tear Bear.
4-0. You bolted. Didn't say goodbye to anyone.
I didn't.
He's like, I didn't. And everyone's like, yep, you didn't.
Homage to Daniel.
Terrence, this dude, we funeralized him. He's dead to us now. Daniel is dead to us. We don't know. I don't know him. I'm like Mariah Carey to freaking J-Lo. I don't know her. I don't know him. Who is he? Who is this guy? And Terrence is like, that was a homage to Daniel. And everyone's silent. Okay. Listen again. I'm going to send the video to myself because we have to see it too. Because his face is so stupid. I'm like, Terrence, your wife has to still want to have intercourse with you after this. Like, if this was my husband, I love my husband. And my husband would never act this way because he's a performer. But I would find it hard to get a lady boner if my husband ate this much shit on national TV and then thought he was doing something. I'd be like, ooh, my uterus is closed. I know. That's not where you go in. But the whole thing, all the baby doors, just, it's gone. Okay. So it was like, you had to Terrence. Okay. Then when he says, okay. All right. Let me get it synced up with this part, the audio, because I wasn't able to put it through my iMovie yet.
It was like,
Terrence was just evicted by a vote of 4-0.
And he's like, that was awesome. It's like, that's not awesome, bro.
You bolted. Didn't say goodbye to anyone.
I didn't. That was a homage to Daniel.
Or was it also?
I didn't. That was an homage to Daniel. I didn't. And he's just laughing at himself the whole interview. And it's so damn awkward. I got to watch it again because when things are awkward like this, I have to keep watching them because it's so awkward.
Evicted by a vote of 4-0. You bolted. Didn't say goodbye to anyone.
I didn't. That was a homage to Daniel.
Or was it also, are you pretty?
That was a homage to Daniel. And everyone's like, who the fuck is Daniel? Daniel, who the fuck is Daniel? You work in a bar, sir. You do karaoke. You know Alice. Who the fuck is Alice? Daniel, who the fuck is Alice? Who the fuck is Danielle? We don't know.
Set of the house guests right now?
Yeah, I mean, that too. So, that definitely did play a role. It was like, you had the courage to do something that you just didn't do. And you knew that Alyssa's votes.
So interesting. You had the courage to do something. What has he done that's courageous so far this year? What plays? What are the big plays where it was like, ooh, he's like the cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz. What big courageous move did this dude do?
Well, only Turner, Monty, Brittany, and Taylor were voting tonight, and they all chose to evict you and keep Alyssa. Why do you think they made that decision?
I think it's a safer situation because of how I think about the game and how I, move the game and try to manipulate, and influence different people to make different moves.
I mean, we got to have a little bit of self-awareness here. Your HOH was run by Kyle. You got second place, and you got to go to the backyard, and then you held on to some styrofoam containers when it was windy. And they said Joseph was going to win, but the wind wasn't on his side. And now you're influencing people. You were messy for sure. Like, it was messy, and I liked a little bit of that for entertainment value, but who were you convincing? You couldn't convince your way out of that bedroom. I mean,
And when you can't control that part of it, and you can't control someone,
he's acting like I was a wild. They couldn't control me. I am a wild. Hey, I heard I was a wild one. Ooh, ooh. And Julie's like, Julie Chen doesn't even watch this show. She doesn't even know where she's at right now, and she knows that this isn't true. This is not true what he's saying.
For the easier game.
You were on the block 5 times this summer. How difficult was that, being nominated so many times?
It was difficult. It definitely weighed on me a lot. Some points it was just like, this is really overwhelming to deal with. But then once I got in the groove of it, I actually started working it to the point where.
When did you start working? The first time you were put up and you said, I just want to go home. The second time that you said you wanted to go home? Because there were multiple times on the feeds where even Monty was like, Terrence just says, send him to jury. He just wants to go to jury. He heard there's an elliptical there. He wants to keep on his, Biggest Loser challenge. So send it. There were so many times that he was like, just send me to jury. So I don't know what this dude's talking about.
Okay, now I can play the game from a different parameter, and I got to make that other.
He can play the game from a different parameter. What parameter is he going to play it from? What parameter? What is happening here? He's going to play the game from a different parameter. Okay, so a parameter is a noun, technical, a numerical or other measurable factor forming one of a set that defines a system or sets the conditions of its operations. Okay, so he's going to pick a different parameter. The transition will not let you downshift unless your speed is within the lower gear's parameter. So maybe he was going to change gears.
Person look more of a threat than I do on the chopping block. So it worked for a little while.
You had some choice words to Michael and about Michael.
Yes.
Ultimately, is there anything about his game that you can respect?
I love that Michael came in with the tenacity that he did. And I love that he is being a competitor that he is into the game. That was a conversation that I had with him early on because it felt like he.
Bro, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. You're holding it all in, your diaphragm, and then and now he's about to take credit for Michael's wins. He sat him down. Uncle Terrence sat him down and told him, hey, Mikey, here's what you got to do. You got to drink a lot of milk, get your strong bones, like an uncle would tell you, and then you got to win. And that's when it clicked for Mikey, for Minnesota Mikey. He was like, thank you, Terrence. I owe my game to you. According to Terrence.
Had that hesitancy about winning, and I told him early on in the game that don't lose that drive. Keep pushing yourself past that part. Don't let people keep testing you.
So maybe like the first time he was put on the block and he was kind of down in the dumpers and he didn't want to have to win stuff right away. Didn't think he'd be targeted that early. You were like, hey, dude, just try. Good luck. And now he is the puppet master for Michael's game. Wow.
Obviously he didn't.
This past week, you chose Taylor over Turner to play in the veto. Why didn't you trust that Turner would have used it to save you? I mean, you used it to save him when you were HOH and you won the veto.
I did. I just didn't think about that. I was really trying to bridge this gap with Taylor because I've been working so hard to try to get her on board. And I know she has the ear of Michael and Brittany. So if I tried to just bridge that gap, I thought I would have had a better end. But I definitely should have just stuck with Turner.
We saw you working with several house guests over the course of the summer.
He's like, yeah, I mean, I tried with Taylor, despite I was, mean to her, talked behind her back, called her a slut, told her she was a hoe on a stroll, told her she was stupid. When Daniel yelled at her, I went in the backyard with Nicole and I said, he didn't really yell at her. I don't know what this bitch is talking about. Told her, like, I love you, Jasmine, you're a sister, but, she's not. Taylor's not. I don't know why she didn't want to work with me. I mean, she was like, hey, can I give you a hug? And I was like, nah, G. And then I hugged Alyssa. I don't know what's wrong with Taylor. I don't know what's wrong with her. There was like a good half hour where I was somewhat kind to her and she's still, she's stuck up. That's how she is. She put on those heels and that swimsuit while Alyssa and Kyle were raw dogging. And I was like, what a hooer.
Ultimately, who were you most loyal to?
I think I was absolutely most loyal to Daniel and Nicole.
You were most loyal to people that left 7 weeks ago. Sir, stop it. And then he goes on to say, I played this game for my parents. Your parents? What are they, like 100? I mean, no offense to your parents, but I mean, my mom can barely find CBS on the dial. She calls me and I'd say, I texted you, Nana, and she's only 68. And she's like, well, which one's that? Is it the Facebook? And I said, no, that's the green thing on your phone. It's the green messages. Email? No, it's messages. So not Facebook Messenger, no, messages on your iPhone. I have an iPhone, you have an iPhone. Dad doesn't. No, he has an Android because he doesn't listen. Oh, okay. So his parents were like, it's our last wish on this earth that you go play a shit-ass game of Big Brother. I doubt it, sir. I doubt it. No.
For mine, I love them.
Well, in the event,
He loves Cop Chef and Daniel Tiger, who yells at women and yelled at Taylor. And you think Taylor's going to work with you. And you probably think she's an icy bitch because she didn't. No, she's just smart. She's not a dumbass.
Tonight, your housemates make some good.
Okay, so here, goodbye. See you later. Thanks for playing. Nobody cares.
Final thoughts, Terrence?
I absolutely love this experience. I did it on to make my parents happy.
Okay. That's like what you do when you're a teenager, early 20s, something to make your parents happy. When you're 50, you don't really care. You're just like, well, this is me.
And to just see exactly what encompasses this game is amazing.
It's amazing. I had no idea what goes on. I didn't know that women could play. It was crazy. I should have brought more fedoras. I'm glad I brought my nipples.
You could sit at home all day with that remote.
Sir, we're watching online. Very few of us are watching with the remote. Maybe some of us are, DVRing, going back, but a lot of us are watching online. Yeah, we're not just like, I'm playing with the remote. This is a lot.
This game, but absolutely not that game. When you go inside
So now he's already like, hey, you guys think you can play this game, but you couldn't play it as good as me.
So I love this experience.
Well, it's not over for you because now you're a member of the jury, and you and the jury of 9 will crown a winner on finale night, which is Sunday, September 25th.
Julie was like, it's Sunday, September 25th, right? And hold on, Terrence. It is Sunday, September 25th, right? Do you know? Because I don't know. I just show up. Okay. And I am Julie Chen Moonvezi. Can you hold this, Terrence? But yeah, it's right, Terrence? And Terrence is like, yeah, okay, cool. It is, I think.
Which is right around the corner. We still got 6 people left in that house.
And Julie's like, are you sure we have 6 people? Do you know? Did you count them when you were in there? Because it was in the script, but it's a lot to read. Have you ever read one of these? They give me like a Bible, and I only have one Bible I subscribe to.
You know what that means, does it? Do you know what that means?
It should be a double eviction.
Well, how about we do it tonight?
Terrence is like, a double. That I'm not a part of. Why would you be excited about that?
They have no idea Who do you want to see walking out right behind you?
Hey, it would be so fitting and it would make my heart so peaceful if Taylor follows me.
Well,
Notice how the audience was quiet AF when he said that. It would make my heart so peaceful and it'd be so fitting. What would be fitting about it? That you just don't like this woman? And guess what? She didn't follow. Oh my God, that sucks for you.
You're gonna have to wait until you're in the jury house to find out if you're right.
Okay.
Thank you, Terrence.
Thank you, Miss Julie.
See my
Thank you, Miss Julie. This was just, I mean, it was crickets. Crickets. Okay, that was like, oh my God, you changed the picture. Thank you, Jolene's #1 fan. Everybody loves a good double. But when you're on the other side of it, you know, you're not even a fan. You're just doing it for your mommy and your daddy. His reality is distorted. DJ delusion. So he leaves, and then Julie's like, we should tell him. We should tell him about the double. You can't because you have to go. You have to go to jury. But I'm going to tell him. And then she even kind of was like, house guest, you're going to play for there's a double eviction. What's going to happen is we're going to go to the living room. I am Julie Chine Moonves. Okay. Julie Sheehan. No, that's not. I do like Sheehan though. Julie Chen likes a little Sheehan. But no, you're going to play for HOHEs. And then what is it? God, I really wish Jerry O'Connell was here. He is the big fan of Big Brother. Jerry, can you join me? What are they playing for?
You know, it was really fun to see him win H of H, and sort of get his, to hear he's in it.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry O'Connell. Julie Chen, she calls up Jerry before every episode and she's like, Jerry, it's Sunday. What is that thing that starts with a G? He's like, no, it's an H. It's an H of H. It's the H of H. Okay. And Julie, whatever you do, don't let those crazy podcasters try to tell you anything about this game. Because you know those podcasters, they're ridiculous. The Big Brother podcasters. They love predictability.
You know, if you listen to the podcast and everything, some of the Big Brother connoisseurs don't like how unpredictable this season is. But that's why it's so incredible.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate unpredictability. When it's predictable, I fucking love it, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry, for that very insightful commentary on a game you are an alleged super fan of. Thank you so much, Jerry. Good luck on the love boat. I mean, Jer Bear, I don't know. It's just, freaks me out. Jerry O'Connell, them asking him of all the people to come. They're like, hey, Jer Bear, you want to come? You know about this? And Jer Bear's just like,
I wasn't listening to you. I was listening to myself just now. I wasn't listening.
Typical Hollywood. I wasn't listening to you. I was listening to myself. I was getting ready for my lines. The camera's on. That's what I was doing. So I don't know. We're going to do an H of H, and these damn podcasters, they love when it's predictable. When it's unpredictable, they don't know what to do. We're just, so dumb, Okay. So then Julie tells the house, hey guys, guess what? It's a double. And they're like, oh my God, get in the backyard. So then they play the laser light show game. And you got to watch this sequence of lights and you go, which light was third? Which light was shown the most? Was it red? Was it pink? Was it blue? Was it white? Was it green? And they have cards. And right away, Monty and Turner take the lead. And early on, Alyssa craps the floaty on this one. She just was, again, last place. And then Taylor came back a little bit. I think Brittany or Alyssa came back like a little bit. And it was the last question, and Turner would have had to got it wrong, and like Taylor would have had to got it right to tie, and Turner wins. Again, should have got rid of Turner. I don't care what promise was made. Promise of a new day. I don't care, Paula Abdul, what is going on here. You should have got rid of Turner. Michael, that would be one of your biggest mistakes in the game. Waiting to share this information about Kyle, having to make this promise to Turner so it didn't look like a strategic game move. and then keeping Turner safe when even Brittany, even Jeepers Creepers was like, listen, I think we should still do it. You know, they're going to hate us anyways. You know, they hate us because they ain't us. And he's like, that's not why they hate us. They hate us because we sat on information that we should have shut down, you know, a long time ago. And we didn't. And she's like, okay, but just take him out. So Brittany was not wrong. Michael was wrong. And then got dramatic, you guys. So that's so Turner wins HOH. He nominates Alyssa and Brittany. And Brittany's like, yeah, she just starts. I'm just like, what is going on? Girl, it is down to the final 6. Did you just think you just don't have to ever be on the block? This is crazy. Okay, let me send the rest of these photos over because I think I got some screenshots of Brittany just being Brittany. And I'm like, what? Why does she look like that? Why is she acting like this is just shocking, you know, that she could be put on the block? She's like, I thought I covered all my bases. Oh God, I thought I had everything taken care of, but apparently I didn't. And God, I made all these final 2s, and I feel like I'm just taking a big number 2 right now. So then we go into the veto, and you know, Michael's like, I'm gonna have to win this shit. I gotta win everything. She did tell Michael he's gonna regret it, and she even talked to Terrence about it in his fedora. She was like, hey, you know, this, I don't want you out for my game. And he's like, hey, you annoy the shit out of me, and I think you're one of the fakest people I've ever met, which he had told Daniel that she's just too woke, she's too fake. He doesn't like her. And he's like, but yeah, I agree. Since now I'm on the block, I agree with you 100%. And she's like, well, maybe you'll see us in the jury house. And that'll be, you know, how you'll know that we really messed up. Okay. I know I don't want to open 52 items. I just want to open one. So Brittany and her bangs were upset. She was upset. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Let's get Brittany over here, you guys. She's banging out. Her bangs are starting to grow. She needs a little trimmy trim. So she's struggling. And, you know, she was just like, wow. She kind of does look like Mrs. Maisel's agent. That lady is such a good actress, Mrs. Maisel's agent in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And then she's like, okay, I'm on the block. So then they go out and they do this veto competition that looked like a competition from the challenge where you have to get yourself. Only on the challenge, what they do is they have a team, or sometimes it's 1v1, but mostly 2v2, and they go to the other person's little station with their rope and they tangle it up as much as they can. And then TJ's like, bam, and he blows a whistle or something. He blows the blowhorn, foghorn, bam, and then they have to go and try to get out of that mess first. But this way, in this competition, there was already a mess of their ropes, and they have to get out of it and give themselves enough rope to hang themselves. No, to get to the I'm done to the button. And Michael thought he had it right away. And I was like, damn, Michael won already. But no, it was too short. So you see these house guests keep having to run out, and they didn't give themselves enough rope. And I was like, Taylor, win, because I was terrified Michael was going to win, take Brittany off the block. Then Taylor's going to go up. They're going to vote Taylor out over Alyssa. What a travesty. You know, the season's over. And he didn't win. Monty pulls out a win. The comp was intense, and it definitely was not, I thought he did too. It was something I feel like Turner could have won because he's smaller. I feel like it was probably a lot harder for Monty. He does have good leg strength, but he's a tall guy. Taylor is tall, but she's, you know, flexible. It was something Brittany probably wasn't going to win. Alyssa should have killed it in this. Again, another thing where Alyssa isn't good at anything. I mean, I can't name one thing. She made food in the kitchen that Twitter was like, I don't know if this is edible. She had 10-second floaty sex, which, you know, granted, not her fault. She hasn't won any comps. She hasn't been a part of much strategy or alliances. And anyone she was aligned with, she just threw under the bus. So I was like, what is this woman good at? what is she good at? But she does like back it up. Like after she broke up with Kyle a couple hours later, she was like, boom, like when you're in a fight with your significant other, and you know that you can just like cuddle on them, or you can like push some body part, you're like in like a stupid argument, or let's say you break up on national TV, just real stupid. And then you're like, but I'm kind of horns. Like they were kind of horn balls. And then she was like, my butts. And then he was like, oh God, let's get back together. So maybe that's her superpower. I'm not really sure. I haven't really figured it out yet what the siesta key reject is good at. So Monty wins, and then Monty pulls Alyssa in the side room, and Alyssa's like, what's up? I just got here. Are we playing Big Brother? Are the cameras on? Am I gaming? I'm so proud of myself. I'm gaming. I think I'm gaming. And Brittany's like, oh fuck. And he says, I'm gonna take you off the block, girl. And she's like, oh my God, that's so awesome. This is like not that hard. I know why Amira said this is easy. It was hard to lose the love of my life, who I did break up with, because obviously I'm not racist, but hit me up after. Okay. WhatsApp me. But don't like on my real phone. I don't want evidence of that. Also don't follow. I'm not going to follow you back on Instagram. It's a bad luck. Okay. The optics of it. But this is great. So Monty just comes in and is like, I'm taking you off. And she's like, I am so good at this. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you. And then Monty's like, I'm going to use it on Alyssa. And Michael's just like, oh, no, don't do it. Don't turn her. Don't do, you guys. I'm not going to come after you. I am so good. I'm not going to. And you said you wouldn't put an LGBTQ, like IA person up. You said I didn't want to. And Turner's like, I know, as the only other, like, I know it's facts and it's totally fire and it's disgusting what I'm about to do, but it's also a bussin' because you're going to win the game. Like, I can't play for second place. Okay. And I can't just keep you here. I'm sorry. And he's like, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not going to come after you. Don't do it. And he's like, I'm sorry, but it's like, it's facts, bro. It's facts. It's fire. It's disgusting and bussin'. And it's mega bussin' if it works. All right. So Turner's like, this better work. Everybody better be on board to vote him out. And I'm like, this would be so funny if it didn't work. In so many ways. So then Michael's on the block and he's like, he crosses his legs. He is in full sass. He was like, oh, you want Minnesota nice? I'm going to give you Minnesota passive aggressive mean. He crosses his legs and he crosses his legs over his legs. And all of a sudden Julie Chen's like, well, I'm Julie Chen dash Moonves. Hello. I will be right back with Julie Chen dash Moonves. Stay with us. And then Michael, he's got like sweat on his top or drool. And then he gets up and he was like, he says something. We don't get to hear him, but he was like, I'm so happy you all got what you wanted. I got to go fix my pants because my dick's going to fall out on national TV. I'll be back. And then he walks out, and then Brittany is basically begging people. Begging. You're going to vote for me? 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 She just looks sad and pathetic. And, Michael, you're not doing it. You're not going to do it. I didn't even moisturize today, bro. You're not going to do it. He looked like he was going to vomit. Oh, fine. I'll get it. You want me to get up? You want me to get up? You want me to show you my long, lanky legs that I'm sure you're all jealous of? Sure. Look at me. And Brittany's like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. And Turner's just like, I love you, but I'm so sorry. I have to open up first place. It's got to be for me, okay? You got to open them legs, and you got to open up first place. And Brittany's like, oh, my God. I'm about to have, does anyone have a paper bag? I'm old school. I like to just breathe in, breathe out. I'm breathing. Do you guys like Bush? That's Gavin Rossdale before he cheated on Gwen Stefani. He was actually a pretty good artist. Blood is like wine. I'm conscious all the time. You guys remember that? No? Just me? Okay. Michael's pissed. He's like, I didn't even brush my fucking hair. I've done so much in this game. And Brittany's like, I'm scared. It's spooky season. Okay. My husband, I forget his name, but he doesn't even let me watch Hocus Pocus because I get nervous. I get nervous that they're going to come back. That Bette Midler, she is a little, she's scary. Okay. Brittany's reactions were the best part of this episode. She's like, vote for me. Michael, how can you campaign against me? Vote for me. Not him. No, me. Yes, not him. Me. Michael. We're best friends. And Michael is about to, if we ever thought Michael was going to get violent, it would be now. So he's just, I want to get to the part where he's really crossing his legs, but maybe he was just man-spreading the whole time and I didn't realize it. And he's got, I mean, neither of them are ready to go. They're just not in the attire. You know, it's very Austin, BB17. Take your seat next to Brittany. Thank you. And then he's just like, oh, really? Is this how you guys want to play the game? So you want to play the game? Well, maybe they'll throw in an extra competition for me. Okay. Because I was on my way to breaking the all-time record for comp wins. But that's fine. I'm going to go take a dump, stink up your bathroom before I leave. Goodbye. And then he walks off. And Brittany's just like, oh my God. This is, holy shit. This is real. Devin, or whatever my husband's name is. I feel like it'd be Devin. Then she's like literally like this. And he was like, oh, cool. You want me to straighten my t-shirt and show you my svelte body? Be jealous. I'm like a model from the 90s. Okay. Remember Heroin Chic? That's me. Let's go. And he walks away and he's straightening up his top. And he's just like, I'm not wearing a V-neck, but this lavalier Mike is turning into a V-neck. He storms off. He's pissed. Look at him. Oh, he's so mad. And she's like, oh my God. He's like, do you see I have points on my stomach? I don't just have abs, points. Okay. You wish you looked this good. You wish I'm a size 00 at Forever 21. Try me. And Brittany's like, what am I going to do? And then everyone has to go vote. And like I said, I was a little worried. Look at Brittany. She literally was like, you guys, I pooped my poise pad. I did. I had to put on one just in case I have a little accident. And I did. It's lifting me off the couch. I've had a doo-doo. I've had a doo-doo brown in my pants. I've went full poo-poo. Oh, I'm just going to sit on it. Oh, you guys are keeping me, right? She was so worried. Okay. Then Michael is voted out by a vote of everybody to nobody. Michael, you've been evicted from the Big Brother house. And he was like, don't get up. I'm the only one that's going to leave. A la Kate Moss, a la Christy Turlington, a la Naomi Campbell. The best of the best. Claudia Schiffer, Cindy Crawford, Madonna, Lady Gaga. I have something to say. Okay. And then he's like, and he shuts the door and he walks away. And they're like, no, Michael, no, Michael. Brittany's like, Michael, but we've been lovers. We haven't been lovers. Well, we've been friendly lovers, lover friends. I love you. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm married. Hayden. Well, I'm almost married. You're married. What's going on? And Michael did his whole little campaign before that we talked about earlier. I don't know if I have that on my little phoner boner. Let's see if I do. Okay, well, we have just
Evicted from the Big Brother house.
Everyone, please be seated. I have one thing I would like to say.
oh no.
Evicted from
Stacey, I have one thing I'd like
Going
to
on
say.
their resume, even if you are votes, the jury will not see this. Alyssa, Taylor, this move to take me out is Monty and Turner's move. This is going on their resume. Even if you are votes, the jury will not see this as your move. Take that away from them. Keep me in the house so I can put them on the block. Taylor, I have never put you on the block. Alyssa, I know after the leftovers blew up, you're at the bottom of this house. You need me. Brittany has leaked a lot of information this week. Everyone knows it. About a final 2 with you, a final 2 with you, a final 3 with you. She has said a lot to a lot of people. I have played this game with my cards close to my chest because I stick my neck out for the people that I care about. I will stick my neck out for you. I will stick my neck out for you. You are 2 votes. Turner can't play in the next HOH. It can be 3-on-1, and we can take this thing to the end. Please take this opportunity to make a move for yourselves. Do not give them something to put on their resume for them to keep winning comps, because they're taking me out as a comp threat. They see you as a jury threat and you as a jury threat. You are the next 2 to go. They will take Brittany. Please keep me in this game. You need me. I will come after them.
Thank you. Thank you both. All right, it's time.
We have to watch Brittany's reaction on this because she's like, what? Michael, no. Don't play the game. And he's like, I'm sorry. It's $750,000. I told Hayden I'd come home with it. He's a PA. I'm a DA. Who do you think makes more? The PA. Okay. I got student loans up the ass. Joe Biden's only getting rid of $10,000 of them, I think. I probably didn't even get any of those kind of student loans. Okay. Because my parents wouldn't even let me, nail stuff in my walls. So yeah, I have it hard. Okay, Britt. It's a hard knock life out here. I got to figure it out. All right. Let me just grab this. Her reactions are just, they're delicious.
Is going on their resume, even if you are votes.
Oh, shoot.
The jury will not see this. Alyssa, Taylor,
All
this
right.
move to take me out is Monty, and Turner's move. This is going
I
on
should have
their
flipped
resume,
it.
even if you are votes.
I should have put my
The
thing
jury will
down,
not
flipped
see
it, and
this as
reversed
your
it.
move. Take that
I'm
away
so
from them.
sorry. Let me do that real quick. I forgot to put my thing down, flip it, and
This is going on
reverse
their
it.
resume.
How could I do that? All right. Let's see. Here we go. One more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go. Yes. Here we go. Michael has got the flow. All right. And we're going to send this back over to myself. Me, myself, and I. But she's just like, no, Michael. I love that hand. That's a beautiful hand. There's such long fingers. I always think about your long fingers. I thought we were going to be friends after this. Me, you, and Devin, or Kevin, or whoever I'm married to that has a name like Devin, or Kevin, or Levin, or Levi. Oh, okay.
We will not see this.
And she's like, no, Mikey, I don't like it. Oh, so good. Okay, I'll play again.
She has said a lot to a lot of people.
She's like, and Taylor's like, I do know that is right. You have been doing that, and you've been annoying the fudge out of me. Okay, the fuck.
This game, if my card's close to my chest.
Alyssa's like, this is fun. I'm a little nervous. I know I don't have anything to be scared of because I think they took me off the block. Is that what it's called? A block? But it's a seat. You know what's so funny, you guys? Once the feeds start back up, I'm going to talk about this. They say we're on the block, but we're really on a couch. Oh my God. Kyle said I was so funny during penetration. But yeah, it's funny because it's like if I'm thinking like a block, I'm thinking it's like a block, like a cinder block or like, a block of wood or a block of cement or like the block, the block is hot or something, but it's literally a couch. It's so funny. Anyways.
That's because I stick my neck out for the people that I care.
Look at it. She's like, you stick your neck out for the people you care about, but I care about you, Michael. I care about you.
I will stick my neck out for you. I will stick my neck out.
Oh, he put his hands in my face. That's very aggressive.
You are 2 votes. Turner can't play in the next HOH. It can be 3-on-1, and we can take
Turner's like, his lips are moving. He's like, I want to talk. I want to say something. I'm not okay with this.
thing to the end. Please take this opportunity to make them.
Monty's like, nah, this is my big game move. And Turner's like, I'm not making you a rug after this season. I don't even care if Megan Belmonte makes me. I will burn it.
For yourselves, do not give them something to put on their resume for them to keep.
Brittany's like, I mean, just her face right there. It's just like she has never contemplated the possibility that her and Michael might have to campaign against each other for $750,000. She was like, no, Mikey.
Put on their resume for them to keep winning comps because they're taking me out as a comp threat. They see you as a jury threat and you as a jury threat. Two to go. They will take.
Look at Brittany. Brittany is about to pass out. You ever seen those? I saw one of a girl that went on that ride that are at like state fairs where it catapults you up into the sky. I went on it when I was younger and put you up. And the girl's like, I'm ready. And then it puts her up and then she passes out halfway through and she's like, and then she just keeps waking up and passing out. Brittany looks like she's going to barf.
Please keep me in this game. If you need me, I will come after them.
Thank you.
Look at her. She's like, why? Why did you do that, Michael? Why? I loved you. I loved you since the day I saw you. I saw your lanky legs and I thought, we can go far together. I'm quirky. I love my gay friends.
All right, it's time for the voting.
Michael, no. No, Michael. No. And he's like, I'm sorry, it's a game, babe. Why would you do that to me? I didn't even campaign. Other than I was like, vote for me. Call me. Vote for me. Vote for me. And she's just, that was just so good. I'm sorry. That was my favorite part of the episode. It was so delicious. It was fantastic. He told the damn truth. He did. You know, you got to go out. If you really are a fan of this game, I hate the people who are like, well, I guess you're not going to vote for me. So I had a great summer with y'all. You guys were great. You were fun. It's kind of like when Kaser left BB24 and he was trying to blow up spots and stuff. I like that kind of play. Yeah. Go out. You should be upset. You made it this far. And now you're out. And granted, you know, you hold a lot of the responsibility, but there's other factors too within this game. And only one person can win at the end. So I would have hated if Michael would have just been like, I had a fun summer. This is way more fun than growing up in my house where I couldn't paint the walls or hang up anything with color. So I walked in here and I was like, you know, Kyle's never been to a bar. I've never been in a home with painted walls. So this was all new to me. Yeah. And like they hammered stuff in there and nobody said anything. No one's mom's mad, which has been great. This has been fun. But do what you got to do, house guests. I know you will. Vote with the house or the group, the majority. And I'm happy either way. And then you hug afterwards. We'll see each other later. We'll see each other. I just go. Just go. I don't like the one hug. You know, when like Terrence wouldn't hug Taylor just because he was being a little bitch about it. But he did hug like Alyssa and other people. And Taylor didn't put you on the block. You know? So I don't like that kind of stuff. But I do like just walk out. And Julie Chen's like, why'd you walk out? Because I wanted to leave. Did you think it was a good idea what your house guest did and voted you out? He was like, oh, yeah, it was a great gameplay. They definitely should have voted me out. I was going to win the game. Like, I win stuff. I just didn't win this time. So, no hard feelings. I just wanted to be gone. Yeah, but I thought they made the right move. He wasn't like, man, this is going to be so boring now. Everybody sucks. Then we get this, another tasty treat with, okay, is this the tasty treat? At the end where Brittany is like, the credits are rolling.
On our show.
Okay.
Good evening and welcome to Big Brother. I'm Julie Chen Moonves.
No, that's the beginning. That's the beginning. Okay. Let's find it. Come on, Jolene. You got this. Let's see. There was another moment at the end. Okay, where she's talking.
Because tonight I didn't have the chance. I just am just thrown by what he said.
I'm thrown by what he said.
I know he needed to do everything he could possibly do, but to throw me under the bus after I've been so close to him since the beginning, it just sucks.
So what do you think he was supposed to go?
Yeah.
Hey guys, just so you know I'm here to win the 750,000, but also I think you should vote for Brittany. Yeah. Brittany, like realize how lucky you are that you're still there. But she thinks, she's like, I'm the only woman that has 2 comp wins. And I outed the possible female alliance twice now. Okay. Early on, I was telling. And then with this new one of the 3 of us, I told as well. And I made 17 final 2s, even though there's not even 17 people left in this house. She's like, it just sucks. I just was with him from the beginning. I just thought for sure he would campaign for me while he was on the block against me, but he didn't. And that's something, you know, it's just like, it's really hard.
He's a fan of the game. He knows exactly what he had to say.
Then Monty dropping knowledge. Well, he's a fan of the game. He had to like do what he had to do. Like he's not going to go out without a fight. And she's like, yeah, but he was my best friend. Okay. He was your opponent, but he was my best friend.
And that was just game. Yeah.
And Alyssa's next to her like, this is fun. Turner, we're playing the game. I did strategy, Turner. I did strategy. I did. Well, Monty said, I'm taking you off the block and vote out Michael. But I did that. I did the strategy. I did it. Isn't that fun? It's fun. This is a fun game, Turner. You were right.
I couldn't be there if I were in that situation. He just pitched me, I was like, damn, it's good.
He actually pitched us like, you keep me, I go after you. Yeah. Stuff like that. I'm like, I would love that.
Alyssa almost gave up in that moment. Like, wow, Michael, like he was really convincing. Like, you keep me, I'll go after them. And I was like, that's a good idea. But obviously I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And Brittany.
I'm just so stupid.
She's like, oh, I feel stupid. You're still in the running for the game. As messy as you've played, as much as you haven't done and been carried, and you're Britflea, you are still in the game. You're still in the running. Like, that's huge. Michael is gone. He's got to go to jury with a dirty shirt, unbrushed hair. He's not moisturized. His lips are chapped. he's going to look back at this forever and be like, oh my God, why didn't someone tell me to just fix my hair? He lost, as you guys were saying, the little tie to his pants, his wiener's popping out. It's a rough time. Brittany's like, I just feel so stupid. I just feel so stupid.
I would just put a hog anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What did she say?
I would just put a hog anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hog anyway.
Oh, she goes, well, good to know. I would have just been a cog anyway. A cog in his game. Oh my God. More like a pog. Okay, you're a pog. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Jeepers creepers. That was the most victim-y shit I've heard since Daniel Tiger was like, just end the game now. That was kind of funny though. When he was like, just stop the game now. Just turn off the feed. Stop it. All right. So in our final 6, we have Taylor. Wait, we're final 5 or final 6? Let's think. Taylor, Crybaby and Crybaby, Alyssa and Brittany, Monty, Turner. 5. Oh my gosh. With all that excitement, it was actually a really great episode. A really great episode. Yes, I was shocked. Down to our final 5. Exciting times. So now we have to find out there will be a new HOH crowned whenever they start the comp. I don't know if the feeds are down. I haven't even checked the feeds because I've just been watching and talking to all of you lovely people. So we'll see what happens. If I had to predict, Turner obviously just won. I would say the next HOH is going to be a Monty or Taylor. I think Brittany's going to be two things could happen for Brittany. She's way too emotional. I don't know what I'm going to do. She needs to win. She needs to win. I will say there's a good chance they'll carry her, but just as much as they can carry Brittany, they can carry Alyssa. However, Alyssa probably does have more love in the club when it comes to the jury house. So Brittany probably will be carried to the end. But Monty has a good chance of winning HOH and Taylor. I think Alyssa's just like, I think I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it. It was a mega fire episode. Yes, Haiti, it really was. So Monty or Taylor, hopefully Taylor, that would be iconic. Taylor, then it'll be very interesting to see what she'll do. I would take out Turner. I would take out Turner in a second. I would put up Monty and Turner and then say, whoever wins, POV, take yourself off. I mean, now everyone can play POV, and I'm just going to put up the 2 dudes, the 2 big players. I'd tell Monty, I don't want you to go. I want Turner to go. And yeah, and hope that Turner would leave. Because at this point, if Turner gets to the end, now granted, you do have Monty, and Monty just took a big shot. He won the power veto, took Alyssa off the block, and then talked Turner, he could argue in his speech, into putting up Michael. Something that Turner wasn't necessarily, Turner was afraid. Monty didn't seem afraid. He was like, let's do it. We got to do it now. We have to do it now. He's been talking about this for a while. When the opportunity presents itself, you have to take it. Whether you like Monty or you don't like Monty, that is facts and fire. As much as I kind of wanted Michael to stay and Brittany to go because I'm just over her, it was the best move. So, taking the opportunity, that's a big resume builder. Now, previously, Taylor and Brittany had talked about whoever does take out Michael, they're going to be the new target. So this could put a target on Monty's back. However, you could argue that it puts just as much of a target on Turner's back because it was under his HOH. And he looked to backdoor. Now, had Turner just put Michael up straight away, knowing that everyone plays in the veto anyway, I think Turner was playing very fearful. Monty was not. I think Monty would have probably straight up put him up. But Turner was still like, I'm going to backdoor him. But it's like, everybody plays in veto, bro. So, can't backdoor anymore. But I would take Turner out just for the mere fact that he's won so many HOHs now, and he's the comp threat in the house since Michael is gone. Brittany, she's going to be a sap. Like, she is just going to be a filled up Kleenex for the next couple of days. It's going to be really hard for her. She's going to have to really pull down deep in her bangs and find her power. But again, you know, bangs and Big Brother, it's not good. It's not a good mixture. Sherilyn says Taylor actually had to talk Monty and Turner into putting up Michael in the 11th hour because Monty and Turner were talking about just putting up Brittany and Alyssa. Taylor had to drive it through their heads. Yes. So even though they made this side guys alliance, thank you for pointing that out, Sherilyn. It was only in fear of the women having power. They actually were, because we were roasting them on Twitter, like, you guys are really, and in my last video, you guys are really going to keep Michael, who is going to destroy you in the end, who can beat everybody with his record and comp wins and that. So Taylor, the thing that people underestimate about Taylor is her social game is strong. And where Terrence thinks he has social capital and pull, he doesn't. Taylor has actually been successful at doing that in the game. Now, she didn't always have the opportunity to do this because she was often the target and was ostracized very early on in the game. But her comeback story alone and her social capital and her jury management of making sure when people go out, they have good feelings about her. The fact that Jasmine, who hated her guts, is now Team Taylor just shows how powerful Taylor's jury management is and how when they're outside of this and they have time in the jury to sit back and think and the show's over and they're not in the running to win, they can really think, okay, wow, Taylor was kind to me and she did do this and she put little trinkets in my, you know, she put a note in Joseph's. I think it was a note, even though I'm not supposed to be able to write something. She put some kind of thing in Joseph's. She gave Indy a dress. She put something in Jasmine's. So she's definitely making sure that people have good feelings about her. Also able to communicate with them to understand just her journey within this game. You know, and maybe someone like Jasmine who wouldn't have looked at, you know, being, because Jasmine didn't care if there was 2 Black women left in the game until she was on the block and she was, you know, possibly going to go or she was in danger, where Taylor had conversations with her, like, you know, this is important and stuff. So I think she opened up Jasmine's mind to that. So that is something that can't be overlooked when people say, how could Taylor win this game? She could win this game and she could win this game very easily because, again, if you look at it kind of from like a survivor aspect, you know, and it's outlast, outwit, what is it? Outlast, outwit, outsurvive. My survivor friends, put them in there. Put them in there. I'll read this while you guys outwit, outlast, outsurvive. Is that what it is? I should know this, but I'm in Big Brother mode. DM Rocks, thank you for the super chat. I was so proud of Indy, Joseph, and Jasmine putting Kyle in his place. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Outplay. Okay. So outlast, outwit, outplay. And if we're just going on those, because, you know, Big Brother doesn't really have, they don't really have like 3 criteria that they go by like Survivor does. Okay. So outlasting, obviously, you're in final 2. And the odds against her were so much. Okay. So outplay, she had to play, even though she couldn't win all the competitions. When she wasn't winning, she had to play that social aspect of the game. She had to stay calm. She had this conversation with Terrence. She's like, you don't think I see these things going on in the house and what I've been through? But I can't speak on this because the minute I speak on this, the minute I show that I'm cognitive of everything going on and I see it crystal clear is the minute I'm going to be thrown up on the block. So it's like a dance that she has to do with these people. So you have that, and that's part of the wit. You know, you really are outwitting these people because you're finding a way to, you know, survive despite the odds being against you and despite people not wanting to give you a chance. So it's not just with Brittany, it's going to be a lot of you were dragged to the end. You were carried to the end. You had Michael, you know, because Taylor could easily have been emotional and cried and this isn't fair and do a Brittany or an Alyssa, but she didn't. She didn't have a showmance to carry her. She didn't have a partner to carry her. Her and Joseph didn't become jailer until, it was very recent. And they had that twist, the Sid and Nancy little punishment or whatever. But really, then they were separated right away with Direfest. So the odds were stacked against her. Outplay. So that can be part of the playing as well. And just, again, having to strategize with people who might not, like Sherilyn pointed out, like Monty and Turner, who might have been like, no, we're just going to roll with Joseph. And she's like, no, remember, Monty, you were saying this. I've been saying this. We've been having these conversations. If we got to take the shot, we got to take the shot. We got to take the shot. Okay. So, Brittany Fraser, Nicole Fraser. Really? That is, I think she is a Nicole Fraser. Franzel. Do we need Franzel or Fraser? Michael and Hayden for the amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if they got that. I mean, unless Cop Chef and Amira get it. However, you guys, CBS had spoken to Kyle and Alyssa about the Amazing Race. They had that talk after this all came out. The Kyle Cookout 2.0, all of that. In the DR, they both said, did they talk to you about Amazing Race? And she goes, yeah, did they talk to you? He's like, yeah. So that's what I say when people are like, oh my God, that poor Kyle. Give me a break. When has anyone ever really been canceled? When has a white man in America really been canceled? They can barely cancel Kevin Spacey, and people got whole ass charges. Harvey Weinstein, he's not even technically canceled yet. I mean, it's not going to happen. He will have other opportunities. They're giving him a redemption arc. Everything's in his favor right now. Some people are like, oh, that poor man, when Facebook is like, oh, they've ruined his life. No, he did that to himself, and yet he still handed opportunities. No, I'm serious. It was on the feeds. Him and Alyssa talked about it before he left. They both said in the DR they were talked about for Amazing Race. So timestamp 1 hour and 56 minutes on September 8th, 2022. Jolene's calling it. We will see them on the Amazing Race. Okay. Yes, Kyle will be just fine. He's got the privilege. Unfortunately, yeah. Yep. How will he survive? Well, he did say on the feeds, he has been to Australia. He did want to go to Greece. He didn't know if it was a state, an island, a parking lot. He had no idea. Was it in Europe? Was it in Kazakhstan? He doesn't know. But he definitely didn't want to go to countries, he said, where they don't speak English. So, yeah, hit that like, you guys. We have almost 800 people. We don't even have half the likes. Hit the like. It helps me so much, and I appreciate it, you guys. So I'm going to be plugged in to the feeds. We'll see what happens. We'll see who wins HOH. I'm going to put out a video right after this. It's kind of a Terrence video. I've been working on it all day. It's kind of the Terrence exposed party now, where, because he got this edit where some casuals, we'll have to see what my hype man husband, Chell, my casual husband, thinks about this, but he got the edit where he kind of wanted to work with Taylor and she shut him down, but really there's a lot of reasons why Taylor should never and would never, Tilly's here, producer Tilly's here, would want to work with him, nor should she want to work with him because he's been awful to her. So it's a little compilation video. We got our little cartoon characters in it. We got some fun clips. So please give it a like, give it a comment. It helps so much in the algorithm. Comment after this video posts. You guys are amazing. Hopefully you can hear Miss Drea. Check your audio. Joleen the Slayer be slaying the competition. Oh, you guys are so nice. You're so nice. You're so nice. Yes, his tech fortune. He worked in like tech marketing for like 2 years or a couple of years, and now he's got a tech fortune, Alyssa said. Huh? That's not how that works. That's not how that works, right? That is true. BB24 beat out Stranger Things in ratings. Like overall viewing, Big Brother. I saved a screenshot of it. I don't know if I'll be able to find it because I have like a million screenshots on my phone, but it beat out Stranger Things streaming. So streaming wise, since it's available on Paramount Plus, and as are the feeds, people have watched more hours of that, I believe, than any television show this summer. So, I mean, you can thank Taylor for that. Let's see. Did I save it? No, I just was saving stuff about the Queen. RIP Queen Elizabeth. I thought I saved it here, but I might have deleted it. But yeah, it was in like Variety. They were sharing it. I think I might have retweeted it. So we all, CBS owes us. They owe us better casting and so much because we have given so much of our time to this, even when it's problematic garbage. Yes, Big Brother season 24, according to Variety, has been watched for more than 8 billion minutes in 2 months on CBS. And that beats other streaming shows like season 4 of Stranger Things, which was a show that people were, very excited about. I know my niece was. I watched it with her. But Big Brother season 24 has been watched for more than 8 billion minutes in 2 months. 8 billion minutes in 2 months. If those were my watch hours on YouTube, I'd be killing it. Okay. Netflix would be like, what's up, girl? Do you want a special? I'd be like, I do. In 2 months, CBS and Paramount Plus. So those are the facts. All right. Well, me and producer Tilly are going to put out this other video and then head to bed. I hope you all are well rested and you have a wonderful day and night, evening, wherever you are in the world. Be safe, take care of yourself. And here comes Tilly. She's like, time to thank you for the kisses. Time to lick my fingers. This is always an interesting time of the night. All right. Love you, girl. Remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye. If you like what you see.